Nothing Stays the Same by Annette Pearce of Picton, 2571. Narrated by Janine Penfold. Alex tried to concentrate on the screen, but the words seemed to blur. She rolled her neck, attempting to relax tightened muscles, happy it was almost time for her lunch break. It wasn't work that was the problem. It was home. The constant juggle of commitments and family. In particular, her parents. She left the office, walking down to Sydney Harbour. Italian, Greek, Asian, Indian, just some of the cuisines on offer. The waves lapped rhythmically against the old timber pylons. In the distance, seagulls squawked, the sound blending with people chattering. The occasional car horn offset by the low, mournful hum of a didgeridoo, expertly played by a busker, a young Indigenous man performing for passing tourists. Alex ordered, then closed her eyes and took 3 slow, deep breaths. The relaxation steps she'd learnt from the app came easily now, and she quickly became lost in reflection. She loved her mother and father dearly, appreciating the hardships they had endured. Emigrating from post-war Europe in 1963 could not have been easy. Leaving family and friends behind in pursuit of a better life, the unfamiliar landscape, the people and culture must have been difficult to adapt to. Even the animals were strange. The Commonwealth immigration camp had been the lifeline needed to make the transition. They'd learned basic English, though were reluctant to use it, particularly at home. They learned a shout was buying a drink for others, Sheila meant a woman, and crook meant feeling sick. With very little resources, except a willingness for hard work, they had built a home in Sydney's outer suburbs and provided Alexandra, Francesca and Isabella with a good education. Their daughters had gone on to have good marriages and beautiful children of their own. Her parents had learned so much in their 8 decades. However, one of life's lessons was missing. They had never had to care for ageing parents. Both their fathers had died in World War II and their mothers had remained. Going back home was something they openly discussed, but the time never seemed right. Long-distance talks on the phone quelled any homesickness. They knew the details of failing health and dementia, but only as detached bystanders. "Thai beef salad?" the waitress asked. "Thanks," Alex gave a startled reply. She savoured the fresh herbs and perfectly balanced dressing. It was not something she had ever tried to make at home. Palm sugar, fish sauce, and sesame oil, key ingredients she had never cooked with. One day she would do a short course on Asian cooking. One day she would find a little time for herself. Retirement was still another 7 years away. It would come soon enough, she mused. A few of her friends had already retired, openly complaining they had less free time than ever before. Time. More precious than fame or fortune. Time to spend with family and friends, to travel, to learn new skills. "We need to talk. Are you free tonight?" she texted her sisters. She followed up with, "I'll send you a Zoom link for 9 p.m, without waiting for a reply. Trying not to feel resentful for always being the one to initiate discussions about their parents. "Thank you. It was delicious, as always," Alex commented, paying her bill before heading back to work. She felt a little lighter and hopeful. Alex planned what to say to her siblings. They didn't understand the responsibility of looking after their elderly parents. How could they? Francesca had moved to Brisbane 20 years ago. Isabella, the youngest, lived 2 hours away. Somehow, Alex needed to explain how she felt, crushed under the weight of helping her parents. "Hi, Bella. Hi, Fran." Alex waved at her sisters as they all exchanged greetings. "Thanks for making the time. I know you're both busy." "No problems. The kids are doing assignments or reading before bed, replied Isabella. I have no idea what my two are doing, chuckled Francesca. They flew the nest long ago, probably enjoying dinner and a quiet drink. It's only 8 o'clock here. I'll get straight to it. It's Mum and Dad. Alex sighed. Seeing two concerned faces on the split screens, she held up her hand. They're okay. It's me. I don't think I can do this much longer. There aren't enough hours in my day. Joe helps when he can, but it isn't easy for him to get time off work. Thinking of her husband Joseph brought a smile to her heart and her lips. He was a good man, a keeper for sure. I wish Dad had been able to renew his license. Even getting down the street to get milk or bread is an effort. My kids are taking turns to do the groceries for them. You know what they are like about strangers. They won't accept home care, so I clean the house every Saturday. Then there's regular doctor appointments. Mum needs new hearing aids. They are both overdue for eye checks. Warmth rose to Alex's cheeks, tears welling. I'm sorry. This wasn't supposed to be a pity party, but I feel like an old piece of chewing gum, stretched and stretched, about to break. Oh, you poor thing, responded Francesca. I'm sorry, Alex. I wish I could do more, sighed Isabella. I was hoping you could both come down at the end of the month for Mum and Dad's wedding anniversary. Together, the three of us can have a proper talk with them, explained Alex. I will need your support if I am going to convince them change is needed. You know what they're like. They nodded in agreement, reminiscing childhood stories and laughing about the good old days. When Alex finally went to bed that night, she was proud. She had found the courage to ask for help. Her sisters had listened and acknowledged the need to lend their support. If life had taught her one thing, it was that nothing stayed the same. Adapting to change was an essential skill. The end.